In the half-court game is to keep the Lakers from passing around the perimeters very quick. In other words, play the ball so that they have to hesitate to pass it, so that this does two things. It breaks up the rhythm, and it throws up the timing of the plays.
You're looking
so what they're going to try to do is disrupt the timing of the Lakers in the half-court game.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and there's been a lot of stories about him. The rumblings out on the West Coast that maybe the Lakers would be better without him. It's totally absurd, as Kareem has proven himself in the last few games. He has been on a tear.
He's proved himself over the last 12 or 13 years.
But since the Wolves have been out in Los Angeles, as you know, and Kareem opens up with...
The problem a guy like Julius Erving calls is that he can jump so high that he plays like he's about 7 feet, except that he's so quick that he plays like a guard.
All news yet to come today with the NCAA tournament. Selection coming up. Magic Johnson on the feet.
At the same time the ball gets there. So in other words, the player's got to keep his head up. He's got it on the weak side. He's got to know where the ball is at all times.
Now Caldwell Jones, who, as you know, is starting at center with rebounding and defense. He scored 41 in that game last Friday night. The Lakers without Kareem, they'd be in trouble without him on a long distance. He got a piece of that Cheeks layup. No foul. Bobby Jones collided with Nixon, and Wilkes gets inside. He's tough. League in steals and a good free throw shooter. Doesn't say much, says Billy Cunningham, but does everything you want him to do.
He's one of those kind of guys at half.
at 84, who really can knock heads and bodies inside, comes in along with Eddie Jordan. Good pass in. 3:12 remaining in the first half. Brandon at halftime has a lot for you. Kareem with a turnaround. Now has two, and Philadelphia has to watch those things. And he gave the Lakers some pretty good scoring punch coming off the bench. Caldwell Jones, good defensive player on Kareem, gets the skyhook nonetheless. And of course, Philadelphia is going to have to start putting the ball through the hoop better. They're at 43%. Kareem goes up and is fouled. Kareem, noticed by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who these days, Magic muscling in against Hollins. Rambis tries to get the ball. Kareem comes out with it, and Cooper starts it again. This is the half-court game that the Lakers play, and why Kareem is such a threat. Adam is on Wilkes. Double team Kareem, wide open. Michael Cooper. Tony, open. Here comes the break again. This time it's Kareem. And the basket will count.
And they call goaltending.
And a double stack to the side where the ball is. Kareem, skyhook in the lane. They have 12 seconds on the shot clock. Kareem comes in with the skyhook.
Now what they have to do is get the ball back and get a three-pointer to tie it up.
Sings along from the spectrum. The final score, the Sixers 119, the Lakers 113.